you're under the age of 45, you probably haven't thought of a cruise as your most epic dream vacation. It's probably not something that really factors into your thought process, at least for me. I've always kind of felt like they're things that older people like to go on, or maybe they're just more perfect for families because of all the activities and the different things on board the ships. I have been on some cruises in the past. While it didn't have a bad time, we had a great time actually. We made the best of it. I did feel like when I was on that cruise that I wasn't really the person that vacation was really geared toward. So I just kind of thought to myself, maybe I'm not a cruise person. Virgin Voyages recently invited me and my husband to come take a cruise on the Valiant Lady in the Mediterranean. So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna give it another shot because first of all, I love the Virgin brand. I've flown with them before. I've stayed in some other hotels. Both of those experiences I really, really liked. So I figured maybe they've got something different for their sort of new-ish cruise line that they just launched just right before the pandemic. You were like me and you thought maybe you weren't a cruise person, or maybe you're considering booking a cruise and so you're on your first cursory search of, information. Maybe you're thinking about specifically booking a Virgin Voyage cruise and you just want to know what to expect. Or maybe you already booked one and you're just looking for more information because you're really excited about your upcoming trip. If any of those apply to you, this video is going to be extremely informative. It's packed full of information for you. Stay tuned, grab your coffee, grab your glass of wine because we got a lot to get through and I am going to share all the details with you here. Because I just got back from a 7-day cruise in the Mediterranean, Fresh Days, Fresh Ibiza Nights itinerary out of Barcelona. We had an absolute blast and I learned so much about Virgin Voyages that I want to share with you guys so that you can better make your decision about whether or not a Virgin Voyages cruise is for you. And by the end of this video, I think we're going to answer the question of, is Virgin Voyages really for the person that they seem to be targeting to, which is millennials like me. Before we get into it though, just want to introduce myself if you're new here. Hello, my name is Jessica. And here on YouTube, I typically make videos about affordable fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel. So if you're into any of those sort of topics, then I really encourage you to hit that subscribe button right down below because I think you're really going to enjoy my content. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful and make sure to leave me a comment down below if you have any questions throughout the video or if you have anything that you'd like to add, any other tips, things about cruising in general or Virgin that other people can benefit from. I would love if you would drop those comments down below because sharing is caring, am I right? I've also got a vlog of our experience on this cruise that I'm going to be talking about. So if you want to check out like more of like a travel with me kind of video where I take you along for the week while we're on the cruise and you kind of see what it's like in real time, I've got that link down in the description box as well. So you can check that video out after this one. So I'm going to break this video down into some sections. So we have a little organization here, the food, the entertainment, the amenities on the ship, the design, demographic of people that were actually on the ship with us. And we'll wrap it up with some practical tips. If you are going on a cruise, I have some tips for things that you should do and know before you get on your cruise up until the day of embarkation. But first, let's get down to the juicy thing that you guys all probably want to know, the price of a Virgin Voyages cruise. I did a deep dive on this section because I really wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of the price of Virgin Voyages, what it really gets you compared to some other major cruise lines, what their pricing is sort of like for a similar cabin on a similar itinerary to sort of give you an idea of whether or not Virgin is a good value for your money or not. Our French Days Ibiza Nights cruise was an 8-day, 7-night cruise that left out of Barcelona, and it stopped in 4 ports, Marseille, Cannes, Olbia, and Ibiza. The cost of the cruise for our cabin, which we had a Sea Terrace cabin, which is sort of like the mid-range cabin, this was valued at $3,872 for the Sea Terrace cabin for the itinerary that we went on. That averages out to about $1,936 per person. When I think about it per night, about $553 per night. Now, what does your ticket on Virgin Voyages include? The cool thing about it is almost everything is included in the price of your Virgin Voyages ticket. So that means all the food is included, tips, all the gratuities. You don't have to think about tipping anyone. Wi-Fi is included. Your basic beverages such as water, sodas, teas, drip coffee, and non-pressed juices. The price of your ticket also includes fitness classes, pretty much all of the major entertainment. Some of these things would cost extra on other cruises. I've been on another cruise where the Wi-Fi was like $100-something a day per person. The tips were not included, so that was like another fee that you had to anticipate being added onto your bill at the end. So while Virgin does seem to be a little bit pricey, it does kind of feel like a really good deal when you think about all the things that are included. Virgin does not offer a alcohol package like a lot of cruise lines do, but what you can do is you can purchase a bar tab, which basically is like a prepaid bar tab. They have this thing that they've been running on their website, I've noticed, where if you purchase like a $300 prepaid bar tab, they give you $50 to spend at any of the bars on the ship or at the beach club at Bimini, which I believe is like a Caribbean beach club that they have. So that's not applicable if you're going on a European cruise or a cruise elsewhere, but basically they give you an extra like $50 if you prepay $300 up front for your bar tab. And I would highly recommend doing that because personally I feel like $300 is pretty easy to go through if you like to drink on your vacation. Extra $50 is definitely a plus. I found on board the ship the drink prices were really reasonable. Like they seemed to be at least the same amount that I would pay for drinks going out in LA, or sometimes a little bit cheaper. Their cocktails are so incredible. You're getting like high level, like really great mixology cocktails when you're on board, amazing wine. And I just felt like the price points were really, really fair. So that was something that I really appreciated. Just to give you a little perspective, my husband and I ended up spending about $750 for both of us for the week in alcohol. Now, granted, we are two people who can definitely drink, but I don't feel like that was totally crazy. I felt like actually I was surprised that it wasn't more. Hopefully that'll help you gauge like how much you might spend if you're somebody who, likes to have a cocktail or 2 or 3 or 4, when you're on vacay. Considering what you're getting for the price of your ticket, when you factor in the fact that all your food is included, water, most drinks, you're not paying for any of the tips on any of these things, and your Wi-Fi is included. And then you think about what it would cost to stay in each of those port cities, and then the cost that it would take for you to get yourself like transportation wise from each of those places, whether it be a ferry, a train, renting a car, a plane. So when you think about that, I feel like that $553 a night really becomes a great value when you just think about the fact that that includes you on this floating hotel that's getting you from place to place, as well as providing you all this food and entertainment and all this great stuff. So to me, it seems like the price of Virgin Voyages is a really great value. Just to give you guys a little perspective on how it stacks up with other major cruise lines, I did a little research and I have it here in my notes. So this is based on like the most similar itineraries for the same amount of days with the most similar cabins. So I tried to make it like as equal playing field for all of them as I could. But Celebrity seems like it's about $2,056 on average per person without tips or basic Wi-Fi included. Royal Caribbean, $1,342 per person. That did include tips, which they said was about $203 a cabin. It did include specialty dining, but Wi-Fi was not included. Norwegian was $1,905 a person with tips, Wi-Fi, specialty dining, excursions, and open bar all included. This was a special that they were running on their website. I think typically this would go for $2,500 a person. That is a great deal, to be honest. That's a really good deal. Princess was $819 per person, no tips, Wi-Fi, or specialty dining included in that. Although $1,344 a person could get you a cabin with multi-device Wi-Fi, tips, premier beverage package, 2 nights of specialty dining, premier photo package, premier Princess Prizes play included. So all of that being said, I think you have to consider your onboard experience as well. Some of these, the cruise itself just didn't look like something that I would be into. You could tell the rooms were not as modern, or as the ship wasn't just not geared toward people my age. So that's another thing that I think is very important to factor in when choosing the cruise line that you want. Like, is the cruise line you're going on more like family friendly? Is it more like these are all very, very important factors. So just want to provide you guys with those comparisons so that you can make a good decision for yourself. What it really comes down to is like also thinking about who are the people you're going to be cruising with, because you're going to be on a ship with them for a week. So that leads us into the demographic of the people that were actually on board our Virgin Voyages with us. Now, as I've said multiple times, Virgin is definitely marketing themselves toward millennials. I mean, take a look at their Instagram, take a look at any of their advertising. You just get the sense that they really are. And I feel like the design of the ship also reflected that. There was a lot of very like cool, modern, sleek, very chic design elements. It was very like Instagrammable, like in many places. They also have things on board Virgin Voyages that you're not going to find on other cruises. They have a tattoo parlor on board. They have a vinyl shop. They have a salon. Their ice cream shop is called Lick Me Till Ice Cream. I mean, so cheeky. Their nicer suites are called Rockstar Suites. They have real Gibson guitars hanging in them. Apparently all the tables in all the restaurants are safe enough for people to dance on. Those are just some clues to let you know that they really are trying to market towards a younger crowd. But were there a lot of millennials on this cruise? But I'm going to be very honest. I didn't see a whole ton of people my age on the ship. Now, I did see a handful here and there, but I would say for the majority, I felt like it was a lot of people who were Gen X and boomers. I did not see a whole lot of very elderly people though. So they all seem to be like very like down and ready to party. So I do feel like overall, regardless of age, the type of person that is attracted to a Virgin Voyage is somebody who is like fun and wants to have a good time and party, because that's sort of the vibe that Virgin puts out there. The thing to really appreciate about it is the fact that there are no children. In fact, Virgin has a campaign out right now that I see commercials for all the time with these like little kids that are like really bummed that they can't go on the cruise because there are no children. It is an 18 and up cruise, which is awesome because when I go on vacation, I just don't want to be around other people's children. No shade to any of you guys out who have children, no shade to any of the kids. Kids are great. It's just when I'm on vacation, I want to be not around them. So I really appreciate the fact that there are no children on Virgin Voyages. It's adults only. All of that being said, the fact that there were more people on the ship that like were older than me, I never felt out of place. I had a great time. People were older, yes, but they were all like really fun. Definitely not your grandma's cruise. It's very rock and roll. It's very appropriate because Virgin, of course, got started as a record label, so it's very true to their brand. Speaking of branding, I felt like the design aesthetic of this cruise was so awesome. I've stayed at a Virgin hotel in Dallas in their design district, and I absolutely fell in love with that hotel. It was just decorated so freaking cool. And so I had really high expectations for the design and interior of the Valiant Lady, and I was not disappointed. And I loved how the different areas were themed. Some of the different bars had like different vibes, and just the decor and all of the design of the ship was very well thought out, very sleek and modern. That definitely includes their cabins, which I want to talk about next. So the cool thing about Virgin, 93% of their cabins at least have an ocean view, and 86% have a balcony. And of course, the ones that have a balcony have that signature red hand-woven hammock on them, which let me tell you, that hammock was so comfortable. If I had a place to hang that at home, I would have bought one. I have never been in a hammock so comfortable, so I just have to put that out there. Their cabins go from insider, sea view, limited view, sea terrace, which means there's like something obstructing your view of your balcony, the Sea Terrace XL, and then the Rockstar Suites and like the Mega Suites. We had a Sea Terrace. It felt very, very roomy for like a standard cabin. It really did. Like it felt like the bed was like a really big size as well. And I love that the bed can actually be like folded up during the day into like a couch, which can help your cabin feel even more roomy. Now, this is only something that they will do if you request your crew to do this for you during the day. It's not like a default thing, but it's cool because let's say you made some friends on the ship, you want to entertain people in your room, you can request to have your room set up into the couch so that when people come over and are hanging out in your room, they're hanging out on the couch. They're not all having to hang out on your bed, you know, which I don't know. I'm not like super down with like random people that I just met being in my bed because I'd rather keep it clean. That's just me. So that was a really, really cool option. I felt like the cabins were really modern. They were decorated in a very chic way. They had a really nice flat screen. Everything was very well thought out and very, the design was like modern and chic, but also very functional. There was like tons of lounge areas all over the ship. It never felt like there was like a lack of spaces to lounge, like tons of day beds. Never felt like we like ran out of places to go if we wanted to like lounge on a day bed. They didn't like all like fill up. So that was the really cool thing as well. My one complaint about Virgin Voyages is the fact that they only have one swimming pool for the whole ship. And that swimming pool is not very big. Like it looks big when you look at it, but in reality, most of it is like really shallow. And then it only has like a little section that actually has any depth to it that you could swim in. And like on busy hot days, when we were on like on a sea day, that pool got filled up quickly. So I think it would be cool if they had another pool somewhere else just to give people another option. But that's really my one complaint about the design. Now let's get to the part that's really fun. Let's talk about the food. The food on Virgin Voyages will literally blow you away. I feel like they are really leading the industry in having just food that is so interesting and delicious. Their restaurants are helmed by like Michelin star chefs. They have 20 plus eateries on board, 6 of which are like a specialty dining type of restaurant, like what you would call specialty dining on another cruise. There is no grand like dining hall on Virgin Voyages. So there's no like formal like dinner time. You know, on other cruises, like your set dinner time is like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or whatever, and you have to show up at that time. And then it's just like whatever, and it's a huge room. No. On Virgin Voyages, they have the 6 restaurants, then they have the galley, which is their sort of answer to the buffet on a cruise ship, but it's not a buffet. It's this cool area with all these different like food stalls and food vendors where they have like everything is made to order. It's not like sitting out. They have paninis, ramen, sushi. They have burgers, salad bar. What else am I missing? A bakery. There's just so many different things in the galley to choose from. And again, it's all made to order. So it's not like a bunch of people like hovering over the food, breathing it on it, handling it. Oh no, that's what creeps me out about buffets. Galley kind of reminds me of Grand Central Market here in LA, which is like this outdoor area where there's all these different food vendors and you can just go and order from them. Definitely had that feel. And honestly, all the specialty restaurants in the ship definitely felt like cool, trendy places that I might go out to eat here in Los Angeles, and the food was phenomenal. I will say my favorites had to be Test Kitchen, which is like an experimental laboratory kind of place, so freaking cool. Gun Bay, which is a Korean barbecue. Extra Virgin, which is their Italian restaurant, and the Wake was also a really great like steakhouse, very elegant, upscale. Those were probably like my 4 favorite places that we ate, and I mean, but honestly, you can't go wrong. The food and the drinks on the ship are top notch. As a little like pro tip, if you're going on a Virgin Voyages cruise and you go to the galley, if you go to the back part of the galley, which is like the outdoor seating area, they have these little coasters with QR codes on them where you can just see the whole like menu of everything that's in the galley, and they have servers and you can actually order galley food from the servers and they'll bring it to you. So that's a little something that we learned on our cruise. You can also order to your room. This is called Ship Eats. I did this each morning for breakfast, and if you put your order in before 2 a.m., you can schedule the time that you want it to come. They deliver it to your room. It kind of also served as like a little morning wake-up call when they ring the doorbell, and that's how you wake up, you know? Coffee and hot breakfast served right to your room. That was pretty okay. It was nothing like insanely amazing, but it was really convenient, especially on the port days when we really wanted to like wake up and get going and get out and explore, to have like that scheduled breakfast to come with the coffee so that we didn't have to like go out into the ship, go order food, sit down, do all that. The thing that I will say to definitely order on Ship Eats for breakfast is the Nutella French toast. Oh my God, that was absolutely amazing. All right, moving on to the amenities on the ship. I felt like they were truly so cool. What you'll find on a Virgin voyage is a bunch of hot tubs, the one pool. They have private rentable cabanas. There's tons of bars. They have an arcade full of like retro video games, which was really cool. We loved that. A spa complete with a thermal suite, which we took advantage of. So relaxing. A private karaoke club where you go and you like can rent out like private karaoke rooms. We have things like this in Koreatown here in LA, which is so much fun. We didn't really do that because we didn't have like a group of people to go do that, but I can imagine that it would be a blast. They have a fitness center, and they also have group fitness classes. They have a basketball court, a running track, casino, a nightclub, incredible retail shops. Like I could have spent so much money on that ship. And they have specialty coffee shops. They have all kinds of activities on board. Some of them cost like an additional fee, but not that much, like maybe like $30 something here and there for like the little activities. Filmmaking class where you would like learn like mixology, and then also you would like learn how to take like Instagram pictures of the drink when you were done. I think that one was like $35 extra to pay for the alcohol, I'm guessing. They had a retro like Jane Fonda 1980s aerobics class you could take. They had guided yoga and meditation every morning, dance classes, HIIT classes. They had pub crawls, trivia night, and they had like beauty consultations where you go into like their beauty shop and get like a makeup consultation or like a skincare consultation. So many things, all of which you can find the schedule for in the Virgin Voyages app once you get on the ship's Wi-Fi. I didn't really get to participate in a whole lot of this just because there weren't like a whole lot of sea days on this cruise, and when we were in a port, like I wanted to be out in the port exploring where we were, but I kind of wish that we had like one extra sea day just so I could have taken advantage of a little bit more of these things that they offer. Now, the entertainment on board this ship, I felt like was really, really cool. I've been on other cruises, like I've said many times in this video, and I felt like they were, like their entertainment was cool, but also like kind of cheesy, you know? And I did not feel like that at any point on Virgin. They have some really cool and cutting edge entertainment on board this ship. Almost felt like it was a small Vegas hotel on water. Like the entertainment options that they offered felt like things that you might find in a Vegas hotel. Dual Reality, which was a show we went to, which was a very Cirque du Soleil style show with a lot of acrobatics and different contortionist things, like acts, people doing like things that are absolutely crazy and awesome. That I really loved. And they also have this other one called Untitled Dance Show Party thing, which we didn't end up going to, but I've heard is really, really cool. So they just have a really awesome entertainment. They also have some in the Manor, which is their nightclub. They have shows that go off there every night before the nightclub gets started. We went to the Drinks with the Diva one time, which is like a one queen drag show, which was so entertaining. The drag queen that was performing that show was amazing, very funny. Also, she performed a lot of different acrobatics and singing and dancing. There's one called Never Sleep Alone or something, which I've heard is kind of like a sexy, like burlesque show, which we didn't go to that one. I mean, we could have, but I think we just didn't manage to get to that one. They also have Phantom Folk Tales, which we didn't experience, but apparently are little performances that are song-driven microplays and ethereal moments that happen throughout the ship that pop up and vanish just as fast as they appear. So Virgin is really into creating very unexpected moments like that. Really, you see a lot of that much more on Scarlet Night, which is like the big night on Virgin Voyages. Now, there is no formal night on Virgin Voyages, so you can bring whatever clothes you want. You don't have to bring like a formal outfit, but I do feel like Scarlet Night is kind of their answer to that. And while you don't have to dress formally, I did see a lot of people wearing really fun kind of extra outfits, all in red. Obviously, they really encourage you to bring something red because everyone dresses in red. They transform the entire ship. It's like a ship-wide party where they have these little unexpected moments of performers that just come and go and pop up. It's a really, really fun night, and I definitely encourage you to pack something red for that and just keep your mind open and just experience it. I would also say pack something red that you don't mind jumping fully clothed into a pool in, because on Scarlet Night, you definitely want to make sure you end up at the pool because that's where the party really culminates. And people do jump in the pool with their clothes on, which I did, and I 10 out of 10 recommend doing that on Scarlet Night. It was such a fun time. We did also get pulled into this little like secret party, which I would speak about it more, but I was a little bit under the influence when we went in there, so I don't remember like a whole lot. I just remember them pulling us into this little area of the ship, and it was like all decorated and crazy, and we had shots, and we weren't allowed to take pictures or anything. And I know there's like other people on YouTube that have spoken about this, and they make it kind of seem like it's a weird thing. It's not. it's not. It was just like a really cool, interesting little secret party that we got to go to that lasted for like maybe 20 minutes and then it was done. If you've been on a Virgin Voyage and this means anything to you, then you probably went into that same little party. So comment down below and let me know if you have or not. But Scarlet Night was just such a blast. Like, they really do an amazing job producing that night and making it feel like something fun and unexpected. That kind of brings us to this last section of like sort of practical tips for from the time that you book your Virgin Voyage to embarkation day. These are some things that I think that will make your cruise so much better. First of all, let's say you just booked your Virgin Voyage cruise. First thing that you want to do is going to download the Virgin Voyages app. This is going to be the app that you're going to use while you're on the ship to book all your dinner reservations, your entertainment, for you to see everything that's going on the ship on like any given day and really help you plan your trip out. As soon as you are able to book your dining reservations. So if you are just in a regular suite, that's 45 days before you get on your ship. And if you're a rock star and above, that is 60 days before. Now, I say this because reservations book up really fast. And if you want to make sure that you try all the restaurants, you definitely have to make sure that you get on the app and book accordingly for like what night it is. Because for me, I didn't book reservations for dinner on the nights when we were in Cannes and Ibiza because I wanted to go on shore and eat dinner in the ports because that's why you're traveling, to experience them, right? The thing that I would say to book as soon as you can is your embarkation time. So Virgin doesn't start getting people on the ship till about 2:00 p.m. So get on the app and get the earliest embarkation time possible. So I think we got like a 1:45 time slot. And I just say that because, you know, the more time you have on the ship, the better. And the earlier you get on, the more you can experience it before more people get on. And then you can get settled earlier and start having a great time. COVID stuff. Now, this might change sometime in the future. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, the world is a better, less COVID-y place. But if you're going on a cruise in, you know, soon, this is going to apply to you. So you do have to provide a negative COVID test 72 hours before you get on the ship, and you do have to be vaccinated. So what we did is we ordered a pack of eMed tests, our at-home antigen tests that are approved by like the CDC and all the cruise lines and the airlines accept them. And we ordered a pack of 6 and we just packed them with us and took them once we got to Europe. Now that's because we came and we stayed in Barcelona for a couple days before our embarkation. So we would have had to have found a place in Barcelona basically because we would have been there for the 3 days or whatever. But if you're leaving like home right before and you're just getting to the airport and going straight to the port, you can just go ahead and get a test, you know, before you get on your flight. That probably makes more sense. The next tip that I would say is bring the 2 bottles of wine that you are allowed to bring per cabin. This just helps you save a little bit of money from having to buy wine on the ship. And also keep in mind that when you get off on the ports, let's say you bought some lovely French wine in Cannes or Marseille, they will take that from you when you get back on the ship and check it for you, and you will not get it back until you disembark. So just keep that in mind. I will also say, on the note of alcohol, when you are packing your 2 bottles that you're allowed, put them in your carry-on bag, not your checked bag, because if you put them in your checked bag, that could flag your bag while they're screening it through security because they're trying to make sure people aren't bringing on like multiple bottles that they're not supposed to. So just put it in your carry-on so that you will get your luggage delivered to your room faster. Other things that you should be packing in your carry-on on embarkation day is possibly your swimsuit and some sunscreen. That way you can go right on the ship, and if you want to get right to the pool, all you have to do is go in the bathroom, change into your swimsuit, and you're ready to go. You don't have to wait around for them to deliver your luggage to your room so you can have access to that. Cool tip is cruise ship walls are made of metal, so I bought this pack of magnetic hooks on Amazon, and you can use it to hang your belongings. Gives you some extra storage space. These 2 over here for like our jackets and hoodies just still have less things hanging in the closet because you only get so many hangers, and it's really helpful. As soon as you can log on to the ship's Wi-Fi, even if it's when you're sitting in port, like waiting for, you know, to get on the ship, as soon as you can log on to that Wi-Fi, your Virgin Voyages app changes and you get access to a lot more things that you definitely want to have booked your food reservations before, like way before, but you can't book your entertainment and all that fun stuff until you get on the ship's Wi-Fi. So as soon as you can log on, get on there, see what different shows are going to be happening on your cruise, and figure out like which ones you want to go to and book your seats for those. You also can, when you get on the ship, if you're a rock star, you go into the Manor and there's people there to help you book any remaining dinner reservations or entertainment or shore things, the shore excursions that you need to book. But if you're not a rock star, you can go up to, I believe, deck 7, and there's like a big red table up there, and there's always going to be some crew members there that will help you book reservations that you need if you prefer to just have somebody help you do it. And the app was being weird because I will say the app was like a little bit glitchy. The band. So this is your wristband, and this is what basically gives you access to everything on the ship. This gives you access to, this is basically your room key, leave the ship and come back on. This is what you use, it connects to your account to help you pay for any alcohol or like additional expenses while you're on the ship. And I love that it's like not terrible looking. It's actually kind of cute. The black ones are for VIP cabins and the red ones are for the regular cabins. These are sailing specific. So once you're done with the cruise that you went on, you toss it because they'll give you a new one if you go on another cruise. It also serves as a geolocation when you're on board. So there's a feature on the app. If you open up the Virgin app and you shake it, you can shake for champagne. Basically, you can do that anywhere on the ship and somebody will bring you a bottle of champagne. Granted, it is a $100 bottle of Moet, so that's a little pricey, but if you want to do it, you can. And this helps the crew find you wherever you are on the ship to bring you your champagne. Or let's say you ordered like drinks or ship eats on the app. This helps those crew members locate you to bring you your food and drinks. Thing I will say is when you get your luggage, unpack and get yourself settled for the week. It doesn't take very long, but it's nice to just get that out of the way as soon as possible. That will feel like you're like at home, and you can take your suitcases and stow them away so that they're not taking up precious floor space in your cabin. Make friends. We made some friends on our cruise on the second day, and it just really made our trip more fun. It enhanced it. We had people to meet up with on the ship, go get drinks with, go get dinner. We went out into the ports and did stuff with them then. So it was really cool. And now I feel like we have lifelong friends, kind of like bond in a different way, kind of like summer camp when you're on the cruise. Also, within the Virgin app, when you do make friends, you can add them in there, and then you can easily like share with them different shows that you're going to go to, or like events, or like food, like reservations. You can invite them to join you on your reservation super easily if you've like already made one and they haven't, so they can join you for dinner. So that is kind of the cool thing about Virgin Voyages. And if you're traveling solo, which I know a lot of people do, they have so many different little events on board the ship to help people sort of get to know each other and mix and mingle that I noticed while we were there. So I would say if you're a solo traveler, Virgin Voyages seems like it's a very friendly towards solo travelers and helping people have the best time possible. I've been talking for a very, very long time. To wrap up this video, I would say that yes, I do feel like Virgin is definitely a cruise designed for millennials. Now, like I said, not a whole lot of millennials on the cruise, but that could also be because it is a newer cruise line, and maybe it's just going to take some time for people who are my age to like catch on and know about Virgin Voyages and give it a try. And I think once people do, their opinion of cruising will definitely be changed, like mine was. And I think that if you think that you're not a cruise person and you go on a Virgin Voyages cruise, you might have your mind changed. I definitely did. I hope this video helped you get all the information that you need to make an informed decision on whether or not you want to go on this cruise. And if you are already going, I hope it gave you some great info and tips to make your trip the best that it can possibly be. I know you're going to have the most amazing time. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content from me, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I've got a bunch of content still coming from this cruise from all of our different port days and what we did while we were in port. Highly recommend checking those out when they go live. I'll have those linked down below when they do go live. Thank you so much for watching. If you've stuck it out this long, you're the real MVP. If you want to check out a couple more videos, I've linked these right here, which I think you'll really enjoy. And until the next video, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!